So that was the thing that I missed last week. So you and I have been talking about this for weeks. So Kyler Murray is getting released, but also Tua is getting flat out released, which, if anything, I feel like, Brandon, would make you feel better, because if we backtrack a little bit to the days where cutting Russell Wilson and taking on all that dead cap and setting NFL records, the Dolphins said, hold on, here you go, hold my beer. $99 million in dead cap the Dolphins are going to take for releasing Tua, which, again, Chris Greer should have been fired years ago. I'm so sorry, Dolphins fans. But holy cow, did that contract, which is not very old, age very poorly. I don't even know if it had time to age. But also Kyler Murray, they're going to be taking on some dead cap too. They're linked to Malik Willis last time that I saw that. But yeah, two QBs with a whole lot of dead cap getting released for absolutely nothing. That's tough.
I like the trend that the Broncos started. It's like, hey, pay a quarterback a bunch of money and then instantly regret it, and then make the very difficult decision to just get rid of that guy because nobody on earth will trade for him, and eat all the dead cap hit. And that's $99 million in dead cap. That is the most, I believe. But it's an
NFL record. Yep.
It's going to be spread across 2 seasons. Still, I think they're going to take 67 million hit this year with the post-June 1st designation. So, I mean, the Cardinals are doing the same thing with Kyler, but his contract was a little more favorable. So both of those players who, like, they are decent quarterbacks, that they are very good quarterbacks for $1.3 million, which they're going to play for a different team. So they become very appealing as, like,
sure.
And Russ did that for the Steelers. Russ and Justin Fields were both there. The Steelers paid Russ $1.3 million. Russ actually played decent ball in Pittsburgh. Nothing crazy. He wasn't horrible. And even $1.3 million after that season was too much for the Steelers. They let him go to the Giants. So this Tua and Kyler situation really just becomes fascinating about where they land and the type of opportunity they get with their next team. Mm-hmm. It feels like Kyler's already a Viking. I don't know how true the rumors are, but if you had to choose between Kyler and Tua, who are you going with, Tom? You're in a weird spot with your franchise. You have a weird hole at QB.
Sure.
Maybe you can draft a guy now. Maybe you're looking towards next season. Who are you taking and why?
I feel like I would have said a few years ago, like, I go Kyler because you have the scrambling ability, but like Kyler really doesn't run that much anymore. So I feel like you're kind of just left with, all right, Tua, if you surround him with some good pieces, I feel like you can get some productivity. But the problem was with the Dolphins is heading into this year, just like we were for a number of seasons, we were like, okay, if Tua stays healthy, right? Like, I feel like every time we've talked about Miami for the past few years, that's been the clause. If Tua's healthy, they could do this, because we've seen, right, when Tua was healthy a few years back, it was like, holy crap, man, like that offense was exploding. They were putting 70 points on teams, and then he got hurt, and you're like, okay, well, we kind of have this rationale that this is the problem. It's because he can't stay healthy. But last year, man, like it wasn't good. So I feel like maybe, oh man, I agree with you. Like he makes sense as a Viking, as a Colt, as a Jet, as a Raider. You know, again, especially if you don't draft an offensive lineman, you're just like, hey, just throw somebody back there. And for that price point, I think you can go with either of them. I feel like I'm leaning Tua, but it is very slight, because I watched Tua play a bunch last season and it was not good. Because again, I like Kyler's ability to run. He just doesn't do it a lot. So I don't know. I mean,
he still does. I think he just chooses. I think he doesn't lean into one of his strengths enough. I think Kyler is very similar to Russell Wilson in the way he plays. The elusiveness, the ability to extend the play. The difference is his deep ball is not as good as Russ's was. But I think, like, if you're looking at a guy who could possibly be your guy for a couple seasons, I think I would lean towards taking a shot with Kyler.
Sure.
I think his athleticism's always been better than Tua's. I think it's just overall arm strength is better than Tua's. And I think what we've watched with Tua is it's when things break down on the offense for the Dolphins, Tua's just shown he's not the answer.
Yeah.
And I think at least with Kyler, and I think Kyler was playing decent football last year before he got hurt. The issue was he got hurt, and then Jacoby Brissett came in, and he also played pretty well. And you could argue, Jacoby probably played better because all the running backs started getting hurt, and he's just out there slinging it. But neither guy looks like the answer long-term anywhere. It looks like you're renting them for a very specific purpose, and I think it's about which team has that best fit. And I like Kyler in Minnesota. I like the weapons. I like Kevin O'Connell. I think that makes sense. You said the Raiders for Tua. We've I think, was it Kubiak or Spytek? I forget who says like they don't want to force a rookie to play right away.
That's what I'm saying, especially behind that O-line, man. Like you just because it was Brissett with the Patriots a couple years ago. You just throw somebody back there who's a veteran. It's like, hey, it's most likely going to be Mendoza. You learn, have a nice day, and you don't get clobbered behind that offensive line.
And I think Tua could function in Clint Kubiak's offense. I think like he could run that offense. There would be a lot of similarities between that offense and between kind of like what Mike McDaniel does. But I think the Browns could be a weird team that comes in after Tua. You could have Tua, Watson, and Shadir all in the same QB room.
That'd be something. I mean, so no joke, would take either of them as a backup.
A backup bridge, right? Like if the Jets are going to draft a guy and you want to bring in Tua, go for it.
Yeah. Hey, hold on one second. The Falcons are making a strong push to sign Tua.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I was just like, I was guessing this morning when I was writing the Tua section, and I was like, teams that make sense. Atlanta.
I would say because Michael Penix is recovering, right? So we'll see when he's gonna be ready to go. And for like less than $2 million,
yeah, that's
why not?
It's the exact opposite of Kirk Cousins, costing him $40 million a year.
Correct. So I mean, there's like
left-handed Kirk Cousins.
Quarterback. We got this. We game recognizes game. Let's go.
Just got your life monetized. Everything you do will make you money now.
Everything. Yeah, lefty QBs unite over in Atlanta.
I'll never touch a left-handed QB. They're gross.
I do want to talk about Max Crosby.